Sometimes people want me to tell others what they should be doing, to rally support for various causes. That they think that's because I am in the position I'm in that I should be telling people what to think about events and things. But that's not the way I see it at all. I don't think that people need to be told what to do. They're already told what to do all over the place. Everybody has their idea of what they think others should be doing. What I'm interested in is waking up within each person, within each being, what is true and whole and complete. Because I know that only through that does a truly creative and truly compassionate response, engagement, happen. That's the space from which it happens. Otherwise, we're just expressing our anxiety. We're expressing our anger over what's happening. And that, in the end, is not really going to solve anything. So I'm not saying that one should or shouldn't be engaged. There's not a should or shouldn't about it. But when we can let in any event to see what we see, to read what we read, to be engaged in the whole experience of living around is both the beauty of it and the horror of it. When we can actually start to experience that, to perceive that, without the distortions, without the mind, without believing the story the mind tells us, then we can contact each moment as it actually is. We can connect with the reality of each moment. And from that comes something, comes a response. Yes, there's a sense of peace that comes with that. There's a sense of peace that nothing can move, that nothing can take away. But that's just incidental. I'm not talking about non-division as an avenue so that one can experience peace. That's just incidental. What's more interesting is what arises from that peace, from that sense of non-division. See, what I've seen when we're in a really undivided state, there is a compassionate way in which this non-division moves in our lives and seeks to express itself and does express itself. And then it's very, very potent and very, very powerful. That, I think, is more important than telling people what they should be doing. Who am I to be telling anybody what they should be doing? Simply because I have a forum to speak my mind? I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in each being's unique expression of their own undivided consciousness. Nobody needs to be told what to do or how to respond to the world. That's not my place. Maybe it's somebody else's. But what is to also see that what I'm speaking about is not shying away from the world, not putting a spiritual glow on the world we see around us, not retreating into some nice spiritual experience of freedom and safety, but actually returning to that true vision, returning to that state of undivided vision. And one of the most immediate ways to access that, in fact, one of the necessities is one has to stop believing the way their mind packages experience. Because isn't this what goes on? Is all this incoming data into our eyes and our ears and our, all of our senses, and we see things, and then the mind is constantly collating that and then interpreting that and telling us what we should think about it. It's interpreting it. And so usually we're not actually really perceiving what we're experiencing and perceiving is our mind's interpretation of what is. And that interpretation is completely conditioned. So first we have to see that our interpretations of our experience that our mind makes up are conditioned. That it's our interpretations that lead to the suffering, to the anxiety, to the fear. Because ultimately, all acts of cruelty are actually expressions of anxiety and fear. all grasps for power, for control, for dominance, actually arise from the avoidance of anxiety, existential anxiety, and the avoidance of fear. And so if we are to find a true response, a response that's truly creative, that truly has a power all on its own, a response that's not just a new set of ideas or beliefs, but something that has true vision to it, then we have to find that place of being undivided. We have to regain our original vision, our original way of seeing. And really, this is what I'm talking about. So in a much simpler way, maybe in a more practical way for some people, you can look at any event and you can see, what do I do with this? Am I going to choose peace, or am I going to choose anger, or am I going to choose upset? What am I going to choose? I can choose peace right here and right now. In the face of anything, I can choose peace. Or something else. Which one is going to be your contribution to life? And even if it's peace, don't mistake peace for inactivity. Even if you choose peace, it might call you to take great activity, to be very engaged. Sometimes choosing peace causes us to be much more engaged than we might even have wanted to be. But know that you can choose peace. That you don't have to choose anxiety or anger or, negative emotion. Because when you do, you become the problem.